Greetings, Sussex Squad fam. Kenneth here, you're tuned into Royal Telly. As usual, we're here to shed light on the stories surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, offering a balanced perspective amidst the whirlwind of media narratives. Today, we'll dissect the words of Charlotte Griffiths and Richard Eden, two voices that have been rather loud in their criticisms. But are their claims as solid as they seem? Let's find out together. Stay tuned as we dig into the claims made by Charlotte Griffiths and Richard Eden. First, let's tackle the assertions made by Charlotte Griffiths. Griffiths suggests that Meghan Markle's behaviour during a photo shoot at a polo match was a signal that her mask slipped.
But I just want to stay on this polo match for the moment because, Charlotte, there was some controversy, wasn't there, over Harry and Meghan on the polo field that's got a lot of people talking.
Yeah, so Meghan's mask slipped. For sure, and we saw her true colours, I'd say. And I've watched this clip 100 times because Harry's standing there with his trophy and a woman comes up and tries to stand next to him. Normal thing, you know, there's lots of people lined up. And Meghan just basically sort of verbally yanks her away from him and places this woman next to her, so she's not next to Harry. And she sort of points several times in this video, and you can see it online, there's a clip of it. And she says, "Would you like to stand over here? Would you like to stand over here?" over and over again. And it just shows how choreographed all of this is. And of course the Netflix cameras were rolling. But Meghan, I think in her mind, clearly, you know, she's got a very photographic mind, I'm guessing. She was imagining the photos and she wanted to be the woman next to Harry, clearly.
This claim is not only biased, but also unfound. Griffith's argument rests on the assumption that Meghan's behaviour at this event was somehow out of character or inappropriate. But what evidence do we have to support this? The answer is, all we have are Griffith's words, which seem more like a personal opinion than a factual assessment. Now, everyone is entitled to their opinions, but when we're discussing public figures, it's essential to separate personal biases from the facts. She states that this is not the first time at a polo match that her mask has slipped.
And I just think it just shows these things are very choreographed. And it's not the first time at a polo match that her mask has slipped either, because it happened in 2022 as well. She kept trying to edge her way to the front holding her hat to the front of the same scene, the polo lineup. And she couldn't quite make her way with her hat underneath all their arms. And it was just, it was choreography nightmare. And it goes to show she's desperate to be front and centre of these things.
Where are the facts? If we're going to make such serious claims about a person's character, we need concrete proof, not vague insinuations or anecdotes. And let's not forget that Meghan Markle, like all of us, is human. She's entitled to express emotions, have off days, and not be perfect. This notion that she must always be on and hide her true self is not only unrealistic, it's unfair. Griffith's claims seem to hold Meghan to a standard that no one could consistently meet. It's also worth noting that Griffith's remarks seem to be part of a broader pattern of negative coverage of the Sussexes. This pattern suggests an agenda to undermine them, rather than a fair and balanced approach to reporting. As you can see, Griffith's claims are not rooted in fact, but rather in bias. It's essential to question these narratives and seek the truth rather than accepting these damaging and unfounded assertions at face value. Now we turn our attention to Richard Eden's allegations about Prince Harry's official residency. Eden has been quick to assert that after 4 years, Prince Harry has quit Britain and made the US his home in official documents.
And Prince Harry has updated his details with Companies House in Britain because you have to give your home, your place of residence. And he has finally said that he is now resident in the USA. It's taken him 4 years since they quit Britain. He always said, you know, Britain will always be my home, and it's clearly not now. And, you know, there are all sorts of implications from this. Remember, we've got that case that we've discussed on this programme quite a lot about Harry's immigration status, what he wrote on his forms. It's the subject of a case at the moment with the Heritage Foundation, a think tank that wants to know what did he write. They want to be able to show, you know, what did he say about that past drug use? And then there's other questions about his future roles as well.
These claims are considered the broader context. Firstly, it's crucial to point out that Prince Harry is an international figure with responsibilities and commitments that span across continents. His decision to reside in the US does not equate to him quitting Britain. In fact, Harry has repeatedly shown his love for Britain, for his home country through his continued philanthropic efforts and dedication to British charities. Eden also brings up the court case waged by the Heritage Foundation to find details of the Harry's US visa application. But isn't it rather disingenuous to suggest that Harry's private immigration details are of public concern? The fact that a court case is being pursued does not make the information sought any less private or the pursuit any less invasive. It's also worth noting that the decision to reside in the US. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle moved to the US for their family's well-being, and it was a personal decision made in the best interest of their family. We should respect their choices as we would for any other families. Moreover, the assertion that Harry's residency in the US is somehow damaging or a sign of abandonment is just a narrative. It's a narrative that lacks context. It's a narrative that fails to consider the complexities and the realities of being a modern-day royal in a globalized world. Eden's assertions are not only misleading, but they also fail to consider the broader context. Prince Harry and Meghan's decision to make the US their home is a personal choice that reflects their commitment to each other, to his family's well-being, and above all else, it doesn't diminish his love for Britain. Rather, it shows his adaptability and his willingness to forge a new path in the face of adversity. Let's discuss Eden's comments on Prince Harry's lackluster video appearance for Travelist. Eden, with his keen eye for criticism, has labelled Harry's performance as uninspiring.
Because he didn't fly to the south of France where this general meeting was taking place. He recorded a video message. But this is the organisation which is always controversial because Harry, on the one hand, loves flying private jets, whether it's to a pop concert in Las Vegas or it's to a holiday in the Caribbean. But then he's a boss of this firm or chairman of this firm which encourages other people to be very eco-conscious. And the speech he gave on this video message was quite strange, really. It was the usual sort of, when you actually analyse what he said, he didn't say much. It was about how destinations have to be more environmentally aware or something, but it just seemed to be kind of meaningless verbiage, frankly.
But let's take a moment to dissect. Are these claims based on any tangible evidence? They merely a reflection of Eden's subjective perspective. Firstly, it's important to remember that the purpose of these videos is not to entertain, but to inform. Prince Harry is not an actor, but a philanthropist and a public figure. His primary goal is to convey a message about the work that Travelist is doing, not to put on a show. Therefore, the term lackluster seems misplaced. Secondly, the term itself is highly subjective. What may seem lackluster to one person may seem perfectly adequate to another. It's a matter of personal taste and preference. However, Eden presents his personal opinion as a universal truth, which is misleading at best. Furthermore, it's worth noting that Prince Harry has consistently, for his public speaking skills, from his impactful speeches at various charity events to his articulate interviews on global platforms. Harry has demonstrated his ability to engage and captivate his audience. Eden's claims also disregard the fact that video appearances differ greatly from live performances. The nuances of body language and vocal inflection can get lost in the digital medium. What may come across as lackluster on screen be a result of this limitation. Moreover, it's important to remember that public figures like Prince Harry and Meghan are under constant scrutiny, where every gesture, every word, and every expression is analysed and critiqued. It's an immense pressure to bear and one that most of us will never fully comprehend. To conclude, it's clear that Eden's remarks are subjective and not based on any substantial evidence. It's a classic case of criticism of public for the sake of criticism without any real substance to back it up. Instead of focusing on unfounded claims, let's appreciate the work that Prince Harry is doing through Travelist and the positive impact it's having on sustainable travel. After all, isn't that what truly matters? As we've seen today, the claims made by Griffiths and Eden are not only biased, but also lack factual support. We've taken an in-depth look at their accusations and found them to be based more on personal opinion than concrete evidence. From the so-called mask slip by Meghan to the supposed lackluster video appearance by Prince Harry, these allegations fail to pass the test of objectivity and fairness. Let's not forget, these are real people with real lives, not just subjects for tabloid fodder with the same respect and understanding that we would give to anyone else. Here at Royal Telly, we are committed to offering a balanced perspective on the Sussexes, highlighting their achievements and debunking unfair criticisms. We believe in the power of facts, evidence, and informed dialogue. We encourage fellow squaddies to question, to think critically, and not to accept everything they read or hear at face value. Remember, the media landscape is filled with noise, and it's our job to sift through it, to find the truth, and to present it to you, our valued viewers. Thanks for tuning in to our today's episode here at Royal Telly. Please share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content.